Okay, class. Today we're going to focus on words that we use to analyze poetry. So just to let you guys know what's going to go on in class today, I'm going to start off with the agenda. So we're going to start with an introduction, kind of talk about our objectives and what we're going to be doing today. Then we're going to go on to define some terms that are going to be important for us to learn, and then we're going to go on to our class activity that we're going to do together, and we're going to end by doing a worksheet that you guys are going to have to turn in by the end of the lesson. Okay, so I want you guys to each take out a sheet of paper so you guys can write down the things with. You're going to really need to write down some stuff. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready.
Ready. Okay. So, Wendy, can you please read me the objective for today?
Okay. Objective. Students will be able to identify idioms, analogies, similes, and metaphors in prose and poetry.
Okay, thank you for that. So, some key terms that we have up there are idioms, analogy, simile, and metaphor. Can you guys recognize any of those words, or do you guys remember learning about any of those words in any other class?
Kind of, in my other class.
Okay. Do you guys remember what simile means?
Is it kind of like similar?
Okay, yeah, a little bit. You're making a comparison of two things. So the definition that we have up on the board is a comparison of two unlikely things using like or as. So I'll give you guys an example of a simile so you guys can refresh your mind a little bit. And I want you guys to write this definition down. So if you guys aren't doing this already, please write this down in your notebooks.
Thank you.
Okay. So are you guys done writing down your definitions?
Yeah.
Okay. So the example that I wrote up here was she was as sweet as pie. And so what are the two things being compared in this simile?
Sweet and pie. I mean, sheep and pie.
Yes, good job. Okay, so can you guys think of any other examples for similes? Wendy?
Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
It's so
good one. Shine bright like a diamond. And can you guys tell me what are the two things being compared in this one? Carla?
Diamond and like I guess it would be implied that you are.
Yeah, okay. So we have, okay, so in this one, we have the two words that are using like or as. So can somebody come up here and underline the words that make this a simile for these examples?
Can I do it?
Yeah, come up on the board. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's just go over this one again. A simile is a comparison of two unlikely things using like or as. And our definition was she was as sweet as pie and shine bright like a diamond. And we know that these are similes because they have like and as right here. So now let's go on to the next one, which is metaphor. Does anyone remember what this one means?
No. Is it when the like and the as is not there or is not present?
Yeah, kind of like that. So our definition for this one, and I want you guys to write this one down too, is a comparison of two unlikely things without using like or as. So it's exactly what you said, Wendy. Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So a metaphor. I'll give you guys an example, and then as you guys are reading this one, you guys could come and give me another one, okay? So. Okay, so my example is, you are the sun in my sky. So this one, unlike these, doesn't have the word like or as. It just kind of states that you are the sun in my sky.
So sun and sky, you are not a sun and a sky, right?
No, this one is just
okay.
implying that, let's say, Well, the sun, what is that? The sun, it's like the brightest thing in the sky. So somebody who brings light or happiness to you.
Okay.
That could be one of the meanings behind this one. Does anybody have any other examples they can think of?
Life is a broken winged bird.
Okay, do you want to come up and write that one?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, life is a broken winged bird. Do you want to explain to me a little bit what this one means? Do you have
Kind
meaning
of
behind
like
this one?
where life is not going good and you just want to explain how difficult it is sometimes.
Okay.
So I associate it with like a broken winged bird, you know, kind of tied down for a bit.
Oh, good, thank you. So then I guess, so as Con explained it, this one kind of is comparing life to a broken winged bird. Okay, so now that we have these two examples, let's move on to what idiom and analogy. I know this ones are a little bit more rare, and we don't really hear this ones, but let's go ahead and, does anybody want to take a shot at what either one of these means, idiom or analogy? No? That's okay. I'll give you guys a definition for this one, and I want you guys to write it down at the same time that I'm writing it up here. So an idiom is an expression that has a different meaning from the usual meanings. Of the individual words within it. Let me know when you guys are done. You guys all set? Okay. So, Wendy, can you read this definition that I just wrote down?
Idiom. An expression that has a different meaning from the usual meaning of the individual words within it.
Okay, thank you. So I'll give you guys an example for this one because it's a little bit easier to understand when you have an example. Carla, can you read me this example?
It was raining cats and dogs.
Okay. All right, yeah, so this one, we're saying it was raining cats and dogs. And so it's not actually, of course, going to be raining cats and dogs, but it's just making the assumption that it's raining so hard that it feels as if cats and dogs are falling on you. Okay. Okay, can you guys think of any other examples for idiom? Wendy?
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. That one's a good one. I could eat a horse. A horse. And what's the meaning behind this one, Wendy?
I'm so hungry I could eat a lot.
Okay, yeah, so horse is associated with a lot.
Because I'm not going to eat a horse.
They're large animals. So yeah, that is a really good comparison. So let's just review this one more time. An expression that has a different meaning from the usual meanings of the individual words within it. And our examples are, it was raining cats and dogs, and I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Okay, so now let's move on to analogy, and I'll write, have you guys written these examples down?
Oh, sorry.
Write them down so you guys can read them in your notes. Okay, and then in the meanwhile, I'll write the definition for analogy. And while you guys are writing these examples down, if you guys can think of any other ones that you guys can write down in your own journals, write it down.
Okay.